Hey, so this is Shiipty and welcome back to the channel for the finale episode of Naomi. I am so excited to produce this video for you guys because it is just basically the beginning of Naomi's story. I am already working on season 2 and just planning it, and I think just based on what I've written down so far, I think that you guys are gonna like season 2 a little bit more. I mean, but that's just me, but I'm very excited to make this episode for you guys today. Now, unfortunately, I did not pre-record this episode before the new expansion pack and updates came out like I had planned to. So basically what I'm saying is that yes, one of my mods did in fact break my save file, but it is not completely unplayable. It's just one of the features, like going to the restaurant, that I wanted to use. I am unable to do that today because when I go to the restaurant, there is no one there. There are no cooks, there are no waiters or waitresses, there's nothing. And I went into another save that was on the same Sims folder, and that one works. So basically Naomi's save is broken. But I do plan to just basically pick everybody up, upload them, and move them to a new save folder, and I think that that'll fix all the issues. Regardless, y'all, season 2 is coming. I'm not gonna let that stop me. We are going to make it happen. And today's episode is gonna happen. It just may not be as long as I thought it was gonna be, but with that said, all the disclaimers out the way, let's go ahead and hop into today's finale episode. Oh my gosh, it's bittersweet. So we are back with Naomi in full effect, guys. I have missed her so much. I think taking the break from her and starting a new household and playing with that on stream has helped me tremendously, because now that I'm seeing her, my heart is just so full and so happy. But I'm gonna have Naomi come in here. She's gonna start prepping some food because her family is gonna be coming over later today. And when I say family, I just mean her 2 sons and her best friend. So I think what I'm gonna have her do is actually make a pizza today. Ooh, we could make some her focaccia bread. I think that I might have her make that as well. We'll make that, and then let's see, what do the boys like? I think that they just like a supreme pizza. So let me just start. Ooh, pizza caliente. You know, that one's actually prettier. So I'm gonna have her make that pizza instead. But while she's cooking, I have so much to fill you guys in on, and one of them is the fact that Naomi and Angelo are going to tell his daughter in this episode about their relationship. Now, they have the plan that Naomi is going to come over. She's going to help Angelo get his house unpacked because he has officially moved. His mom is there, and they just thought that today would be the best day to tell his daughter about their relationship. You know, they had just told his mom in the last episode. She had just found out that Naomi was back in her son's life, and she was pretty positive about it. And they also feel that Alicia might also have a positive reaction, but given the situation, I don't know how she might feel. She could feel hurt because this entire time they've been essentially sneaking around, or she could be happy because she really does like Naomi. But, you know, we will find out how she feels. Let's go ahead and collect this pizza since the pizza is done, and then I'm gonna have Naomi start making the bread as well, because our get together I think is supposed to be at 12. So by the time she finishes all this, it should be time for them to come over. I really hate how it comes in a box. I know that there's a mod to do that, but at this point I'm gonna be moving the save file anyway, so I was like, I'm not putting anything else in my game. But let's go ahead and set this out here. And yeah, so that's on the agenda today. Also on the agenda, like I said, the boys are coming over, and the reason they're coming over is because Corey has some exciting news to share with his mom. He is actually going to propose to his girlfriend that he's been dating for a while, this girl here, Brienne, because he really thinks that she's the one. He's ready to move forward with her. They're already talking about their future together, children, and Naomi has started a fire. Naomi has started a fire. Oh no. Crazy thing is that I see this fire happening, but guys, there's no flames. So, oh, are you serious? I dead serious. Okay. Wow. That is really unfortunate. Let's try this again. See, there's always a reason to start your plans earlier because you just have no idea what could go wrong. And then we're gonna try to have her cook it one more time. If it doesn't work this time, guys, I'm just gonna assume that it's just not meant to be for her to make this bread. If anything, we do have the pizza, you know, so we don't need all that extra stuff. But I do want to have the spread, so I'm gonna try one more time to make the spread, and if it doesn't work, we'll just call it quits. But Naomi also wants to talk to Angela today about the fact that she's thinking about not renewing her lease here because she wants to move over to Copperdale again to be closer to him. We're not going to follow Naomi to the bathroom because I have wicked whims in my game right now. But, you know, Naomi just wants to be closer to Angelo. And if she moves back to Copperdale, I feel like that would be the best option for them to be able to see each other on a regular basis because she wouldn't have to have the long drive and everything to go visit him. And she really does just want to move this apartment. She's been getting a lot of complaints about Wallace because he's been barking quite often. And the tenants are just not, oh my gosh. Another fire. Are you serious, Naomi? Naomi, I feel the same way. I literally feel the same way. Okay, guys, so I give up on the bread. I'm not gonna make any more bread. And you see, like, people just let themselves in. And this is old. This is getting really old. So I think that Naomi is just to the point where she's like, you know what? Yeah, it's time to move. Because if we look at Naomi's door, yes, I could replace it, but in my mind, this is what I mean by people just let themselves in. They can peep in and they can see through her window, and she really does hate that. And the landlord never wants to fix anything here, and so it's just a bit aggravating for her. But we're just gonna go ahead and clean up our mess. Like I said, we have the pizza, so I think that that's good enough. They'll come over here shortly and we'll just eat on this pizza. But Naomi has no idea that her son Corey is about to propose to his girlfriend. I'm gonna have her wear something a bit more casual because this dress feels a bit much. So let's see what else she has to wear. We can wear this outfit here. I love this one. This one's so cute. And her family should be coming in shortly. Oh no, Wallace, what's wrong, honey? Let's give him a treat, and let's also just play with him a little bit because I think he might be feeling slightly neglected. Just because she's been very busy and everything. So we're just going to play with him. And I also need to change everyone else's outfits as well because they seem to be overdressed for the occasion also. I also wanted to inform you all that I am going to be still recording the Wade update. As you guys can see here, he does look different. So there's a lot to inform you guys on. And Naomi and him actually have good compatibility now. So things are finally getting better for him. And I really do just want to give you guys an insight as to what his life looks like now, because things have just been so smooth. Like, I'm actually shocked I'm looking at the same sim. But let's go ahead and call everyone to the meal so we can have this pizza and we can sit down and chat. I probably should have moved the table so all of them could have sat at the table together. That's another thing why Naomi wants to move. It's just so small here. She went from that huge house, and of course the house was way too big for her at that point. Oh my gosh. Everything, I'm telling you guys, everything is just not going right in today's episode. Look at Julia. Julia, where are your clothes, honey? Oh my God. Let's get her dressed because I have no idea. I guess she was taking a bath. I don't know. But yeah, like I was saying, Naomi went from that big house, which was, like I said, obviously too big for her, to this very small apartment. And I think that this is a good size for her, but she wants to have a dining table. She wants to be able to have her family over. And with Corey, you know, progressing in his relationship, I feel like she does expect for him to have children soon. And there really is just no space here for that. So with that being said, she does want to move and she's looking forward to it. You know, she's excited to see Angela's reaction and everything. So now that everyone is seated, Corey is just opening up to the floor. He's telling everyone that he is going to propose to his girlfriend, Brienne. They have been dating for almost 2 years now. And so everyone is super happy for him. Even Julia is like, oh my gosh, I love weddings. Please tell me you're going to invite like a hot uncle or something. She's just joking, but y'all know that's just Julia's personality. She is so excited for her nephew regardless. And when I say nephew, these two are not actually sisters. She just looks at them as her nephews, so there's no relation or anything. But yeah, look at him. He's like, dude, you have no idea. I'm so excited. I am going to be a little nervous to propose, but I'm excited. Now, as you guys can see, Corey and Preston have developed a better relationship. They're doing a lot better, and just seeing them in the same room sitting next to each other and talking to their mom, my heart heart just feels so full. I feel like we came so far in the series, and we're actually going to miss school today. Naomi's going to skip one class. I'm sorry. But we are so happy to see our sons just getting along and sitting on the couch next to each other, because this wouldn't have been possible a year ago. So we've come really far. Corey's asking his mom, are you excited? You know, you get to walk with me down the aisle. He's like, I get to escort you down the aisle, mom. And she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. She never thought that her son would get married. I mean, of course she did, but she just didn't think that this day would ever come, you know? So she's feeling super confident, not just because of the fire, but because she raised such an amazing young man. And she's just so proud of her efforts and her work, because it really did come out great on the end. So Naomi and Corey came out into the hallway because Corey wanted to ask his mom a question in private. He wanted to ask her if they would be able to cover the entire wedding, and he didn't want to ask this in front of his brother because, you know, he and his brother just started talking again, and he also doesn't want to embarrass Brienne. And so he just tells his mom, hey mom, Brienne's family, they can't really afford anything involving a wedding right now. They haven't been financially successful in a long time. And Naomi tells her son, honey, of course, you know, we got her. Just tell her to call me, give her my number, and I'd be glad to take her dress shopping. You know, I've always wanted to do that. And he's like, mom, you mean it? You know, you don't mind helping me pay for everything? Like, is that okay? And Naomi just tells her son, yes, honey, it's fine. And Naomi is going to come over and give her son the biggest hug. She's like, I can't believe you felt like you had to ask me that. You know I got your back, and I love Brienne. She's so good to you, and she's so sweet. And she's like, I just want you to be happy. I want you to marry the love of your life and have the wedding that I never had. I want you to be happy. He's like, Mom, I appreciate it. I love you so much. Since you guys got to see Naomi's morning, it would only be fair if we got to see Angela's as well. So we are basically just hopping over to Angela's. That's why it's Wednesday at 11 a.m. I wanted to show you guys what Angela was doing while Naomi was hanging out with her family. So Angelo has recently moved into his new home. This is what it looks like. It is so amazing. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's beautiful, it's stunning, it's just everything I could have hoped for him. I could definitely see him living here. He is at the top of the hill in Copperdale. We can actually see Naomi's parents' house from here. It's actually right here with the little red car, and they have already been over to visit his home. You know, they're excited. They love Angelo, and so they came over to visit and asked when Naomi would be coming back. And she's supposed to come back later tonight, because I told you guys that she and Angelo are going to tell his daughter that they are trying to date, and it's just going to be a roller coaster of emotions, I'm sure, but I'm so excited. Another thing that I wanted to show you all is that Angela's mom is living here as well. She got the bottom half of the house, which I kind of set up to be like an in-law suite area. So if we look downstairs, she kind of is locked off from just all the top floor, and so she can just make this her own apartment basically. Now, I could have used the for rent features, but I do still want them to come down here and visit his mom, and I want her to come up and visit them. And so I might create some shared spaces or something. I haven't decided just yet, but this is where she's living. She has her own little living room, bathroom, and kitchen, and she also has access to the garage so she can wash her clothes and do everything. Now, this is eventually going to be converted into Angelo's gym area as well, so we'll have the washer dryer and some gym equipment down here. But his mom is so happy. He tried to buy her a new bed. She absolutely refused, but he was able to convince her to let him get her some nightstands and a new dresser. Her room is pretty bare, and that's because I feel like his mom is very minimal. She did also pick out the cabinets for this kitchen. She's a very classic woman, so she enjoys the light swatches and things like that. And he tried to put a dishwasher in, but she was like, no, I wash my own dishes. But this is what the bottom floor looks like. I still don't know what to do with this area here. It's really open and big, and the shape of it's kind of odd, so I don't really know what to put here. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Out in the backyard, we do have a small pool. We have some grilling options here, and you guys kind of saw the upstairs, but yeah, this is going to be the dining room. And then the third floor, yes, there's a third. The third floor is going to be where we'll have like the family entertainment room with the TV, and Alicia basically gets her own kind of apartment as well. So she was here earlier this morning, but she told her dad that she'd be back because she had to go back to the house with her mom and pick up some things. But yeah, this is what the upstairs looks like, and this will be Alicia's area. She has already brought her easel, her computer, and her desk and everything, and she should be back shortly. She did tell her dad it shouldn't take long, but she has been gone for a while now, so I think he'll shoot her a text and see if she's coming back anytime soon or not, because you guys know Naomi is going to be coming over probably about like 8 o'clock, and that will be when we are going to tell Alicia. I'm so excited. I can't wait. But I'm just going to have Angelo brew a pot of coffee for him and his mother. He's already made her some breakfast, so she should be up shortly to get that. But he is loving his new home. I'm trying to tell you guys, he is absolutely so happy with the furnishing of it, the way the cabinets are, the layout of the house, the style of the house. He finally feels like he can have his own space again. You know, Joanne wasn't a bad person by any means, but he absolutely just loves having his own style and take on things. Yo, I guess Angelo decided he was going to enjoy his cup of coffee in the bathtub today, and I have wicked whim, so I just got a full view of Angelo. But we're gonna let him get out. Oh my gosh, I had to hurry up and get out of there. His mom is just now getting up here to get some breakfast, so I'm gonna have him come in here and give his mom a big hug and just say good morning. He really is so happy to be living with his mom again because he hasn't really gotten to spend a lot of time with her. So I think, you know, she's getting older. It would make more sense to have her live with him and to see her more often. So that is why she moved in with him. But we're just gonna wait for her to finish, and then he'll greet her with a big hug and just say good morning, mom. You know, oh, look at her. She's like, stop leaving your dishes around, please clean up, please, honey. I don't like to see the dishes laying around. He's like, mom, this is my half of the house. She's like, I know, but still, we got to take care of it. You paid too much money for this. But she's gonna give him a big hug, and then I think that he is, oh, she likes affection. Yes, she does. And Angelo is also gonna give his mom a family kiss on the cheek and just share some love. Now, I wanted to use this time to explain to you guys about Angelo's past because a lot of you expressed that you wanted to know, which makes me very happy. And I think that this would be the perfect time to talk about it because we're waiting for Naomi, we're waiting for Alicia to get back, and so we have all the time in the world to discuss this. So while we talk about Angelo's past, I figured we would take him on a lovely jog in Copperdale. He's loving the area. It just feels like he's in the woods, but he's in the city at the same time. And so he's very happy with his living situation here. So he goes on these jogs in the morning and afternoon time just to get a breath of fresh air and to explore. And he also just feels like he's getting to know a piece of Naomi even further because she grew up here. You know, he wants to imagine all the places that she's been and things like that. And so he likes to go on these jogs to really just get a first perspective of what life was like for Naomi back then. So honestly, I guess this all goes back to way before Angelo was even born. Angelo's mother, Isabella, used to work in this diner back in Sulani, her hometown where she originally is from, and she noticed that this guy would come in. He was not a regular. He had never really been in the diner before, and Isabella was on a first name basis with just about every single customer. And so she made it a point to walk up to this man and ask him for his name and just started talking to him very casually. Well, she found out that his name was actually William and he had been from Windenburg. William was very friendly, very forthcoming, and he honestly seemed as though he was being very truthful about his life. She didn't have any reason to believe that there was anyone else in the picture. He just seemed like an honest person. And so he continued to come into the diner day after day, and she eventually found out that he was there on business and that he would be there for another year and a half. And so the two of them really developed this relationship between each other, a romantic one. And eventually, you guys know what happens in relationships as they progress. The two of them ended up dating. They started being very physical with one another, and they ended up woohooing at some point, and she confessed to him that she had found out that she was pregnant, and she had been pregnant with Angelo. Now this basically sent William in a complete spiral. He was freaking out. He didn't know what to do because he has started to love Isabella, but he has not been honest with her. He has this entire family back home, 2 daughters, a wife in Windenburg, and he really doesn't even know the first step or what he should do at this point. So William takes it upon himself to tell her, I want you to come back home with me. I want you to live in Windenburg with me. We can be a family. We can start fresh there. My family's there, you know, my mom, my dad. You should come with me. And he bought her a plane ticket. Isabella was supposed to fly out a month after he left, and she did. And when she arrived at the airport, William was nowhere to be found, guys. He was not available. She tried to call the number that he gave her on a payphone. It was disconnected, and she really just held her belly. She was so freaked out because here she is standing in an airport of a place that she doesn't even know, and she is just wondering what she's going to do with herself and her unborn child. And so what she did was she tried to make the most of it. Eventually, the two of them, when Angelo grew up, moved to Del Sol. And so it is really crazy to think that Angelo's father is out there somewhere. And did he ever really want to be a part of the picture? Did he ever want to get to know his son? Did he ever intend on being honest and truthful with his family and telling them, hey, I had this affair in Sulani. I fell in love with another woman. I have another baby. Did he ever think about those things? And the sad part is that Angelo has two sisters out there, guys, and he doesn't even know them. And you know, he's thought about his dad occasionally, but in the end, his mom raised him. She did all the hard work. She was always there for him, and so he really didn't have any need to get to know his father. But I do think that deep in his heart, he really does want to know who this man is. And getting back to Isabella, Isabella has had time to process this, but back in the day, she always wondered if that man truly loved her, if he really wanted to be with her, and if so, why did he do the things that he did? Why wasn't he honest from the beginning? You know, these are always thoughts that are going through her head. But as you guys can see here, I mean, she is doing better. Obviously, it's been some time and she actually wants to get into a relationship with someone. She wants to start dating and she wants to get back out there again and get to know someone. And so I think that eventually she might go on a date or two, maybe in season 2. Just because she's older doesn't mean that she can't go out on dates. And I think that it would be a beautiful thing to see her out there getting to know other people, especially people her age. And who knows, maybe one day she'll cross paths with William again. I know that I would love to see him. You guys let me know down below if you think that this is something that we should explore in season 2. Would you guys like to get to know basically Angelo's family that he's never even met, his sisters, his father, all of that? I really would love to hear your insight on that. But thank you guys so much for allowing me to share Angelo's background with you all. But it is about 6 o'clock and Angelo's starting to get hungry. He wants to start making dinner, but Isabella is asking him, where is Alicia? Didn't she say she was coming back? And he's like, yeah, Mom, you're right. Maybe I should give her a call and see where she's at. You know, Naomi's supposed to be here around 8 o'clock, so I'll just give her a call. So we're gonna call Alicia and just be like, hey, you know, where are you at? Are you coming back? I've been wondering if you're okay. You said you'd be back a few hours ago. And she's on the phone with him. She says, yeah, Dad, I thought I was going to be able to make it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it back home. And he's like, oh, okay. Are you with your mom? She's like, yeah, I'm with my mom. You know, maybe I'll be back home tomorrow or something. It's because the drive back to Coverdale would just be way too long for her right now. And so he's like, that's fine, honey, just keep me posted. But I take a look downstairs, guys, and Angela's mom, Isabella, is actually down here baking. She's enjoying her kitchen so much. I wonder what she's making. Oh, she's making a fruitcake. Okay. Maybe she's like, well, when you move into a new home, you're supposed to have a fruit cake. Everyone does it. Literally, everyone does it. So she's made a fruit cake for her and Angelo, and he's going to come down here and he's going to join her with cooking. But I'm just going to have her cook alongside with him and help him prepare the meal. She's so excited for Naomi to be coming here tonight. You guys know that she absolutely loves Naomi. That's probably her favorite girlfriend that Angela has ever had. And she sees her as just like a daughter. And so she wants this to be perfect. She's really hoping that her granddaughter will accept the news that her father is starting to date again. And it's with such a wonderful woman. And so they're both excited for Naomi to come over. And Angela's mom is equally just as excited about Angelo telling his daughter about Naomi. But I think that I am going to get Angelo to pull a foldable table out. We're going to place it right here, and we're going to get the table set up so that way they can eat together downstairs, and it'll just be really nice. It'll be like they're coming over to eat dinner at Isabel's apartment, kind of, because of the in-law suite setup. Angela's mom is working on pouring all the tea that she just made for them, and she hears the footsteps coming into her room, and it is none other than Naomi. Naomi's like, oh my gosh, everything smells so good. I'm gonna have her come over here and just give her the biggest hug ever. She's like, sweetie, I'm so happy you could make it. And I'm gonna have Angelo actually grab a serving of this meal here, and he's just gonna have a seat while his mom and Naomi have a conversation. She looks so happy to see her. She's like, honey, go ahead, help yourself, grab yourself a plate. And so she's gonna grab herself a plate as well, and they're all just gonna sit down and have dinner together. This is so cute, guys. I'm so happy that we have everyone here in the house. And let's also get Isabella a plate too. She's like, I gotta take a picture of y'all. Y'all just look so cute. She's like, okay, yeah, we can take a picture. Let's take a picture together. But they're all gonna sit down and eat their chicken stir fry. This looks so adorable, guys. Can you just imagine how happy Naomi must feel to be in this position again? And Angelo as well, you know, he's just happy that Naomi is here with him, that his mom is so supportive and she's on board and she still loves Naomi the way that she does. And it's just such a good feeling. And Naomi is actually going to be staying the night tonight. So, you know, because Alicia is not coming home. So we're just going to let Naomi stay the night, and she's going to keep Angelo some company. This is so nice. Naomi can't wait to be coming over here every single night to get into this hot tub. She really is just very thankful that she has a man who enjoys the same things as she does. So she's looking forward to nights where she can come over here and unwind. But she and Angelo are just cuddling up here in the tub, and I wanted Naomi to have a conversation with Angelo. She's gonna say, oh, where's Alicia? I thought Alicia was supposed to be here so we could actually tell her about our relationships. But she's not here, so she's just gonna ask where's she at. And Angelo is just gonna say, oh, she couldn't make it. It was just too long of a drive, so she said that she would stay home tonight and she'd be back tomorrow. And Naomi's like, oh, okay, I mean, as long as we tell her. She's like, I don't want to keep this from her. I know that, you know, things happened in the past, and she confessed to me that, you know, things were kind of kept a secret from her, and she doesn't like things like that. So Naomi wants to tell Alicia. She wants to inform her of the relationship that she and Angelo has, but she wants it to be on Angelo's terms because this is his daughter. And so she does respect that, but she is trying to push it a little bit and say, let's tell her as soon as possible. And Angelo agrees. He wants to tell her too. He doesn't want to keep this from her, but he would much rather tell her in person versus over the phone. So he's gonna tell her. It's just gonna be in person. But I think that these two, with the hot tub, the romantic feeling, as you guys can see, Naomi is feeling very very flirty. So I'm gonna have her actually just get a little close with Angelo. I think that she may even try to whisper some sweet nothings to him. She's like, hey, how about we break this hot tub in? And he's like, calm down, baby, calm down. We can take this slow. And she's just gonna be like, but Angelo, I've missed you. It's been a few days, and I don't know if I can hold back anymore. And Angelo just tries to distract her with a few kisses. He's like, just calm down, you know, we can wait till we at least get in bed. he's trying to tell her to chill out and just be patient. But Naomi takes it upon herself and she hops right onto Angela's lap and she just pulls him into the hot tub, and they are just going to enjoy the remainder of their night, just having a little bit of fun, as you guys can see. So I'm gonna let them have some fun, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. as you can see, Alicia actually did end up making it here. It was a little later than expected, but her mom was able to drive her here. And unfortunately, as soon as she got here, she left immediately because of what she had seen. Now, Alicia, I do want to explain this. Alicia is not mad at the fact that her father is moving on and that he is happy. Alicia is more so upset at the fact that her father has been sneaky about this. He hasn't really opened up about his past with Naomi. He's tiptoed around this situation, but I think in Alicia's mind, he could have at least let me know that he wanted to move forward and that he and Naomi had something going on. I think that's what's going on in her head. She is young. Yes, her parents have been emotionally detached from each other for a long time, but still this is an adjustment for her. And so I think that her having the feeling that she had and her just wanting to leave, it's not that she cussed them out right then and there, or she told them that she hated both of them, or that Naomi was this and Naomi was that. It was more so that she was hurt. And so Angelo is sitting here with a sense of heaviness in his heart, and he just doesn't know what to do with the situation with his daughter. He thinks that it's just going to take time, but in a way, Naomi also feels guilty, and Naomi is sitting on the edge of the bed. They're not really talking right now. They're just kind of sitting within each other's sadness, and Naomi just has a lot of guilt on her heart. But guys, I say this with so much love, and I am so sorry to do this to you, but this is going to wrap up today's episode and the finale of Naomi season 1. I want to thank you guys so much for all of the love and the support and just the amazing outpour of comments that you guys have left me throughout this series. I felt as though I really grew from this, and I'm so thankful that I was able to create this series for you guys. I also want to give a special shout out and a thank you to my friend Roxy, who I originally approached with asking, what should I do? I want to make a new series, and she suggested that I make a series about an adult female who was going through a divorce, and she gave me that core base of story, and then I took everything else and I made it my own and put my twist on it. And I want to say that this story has helped me tremendously explore my creativity, my storytelling abilities, and also cinematics. So I thank you guys so much again for all the love and support of Naomi. And with all that said, Naomi season 2 will be coming sometime next year in the early months, and I am just so thankful. Again, you guys will be seeing these Sims. If you want to keep up with them and see what they're doing, I will be sharing TikToks over on my TikTok, so please go give that a follow and show some love so you guys can still keep up with Naomi and Angelo and see what they're doing. But thank you guys so much again for all the love. I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you all hopefully in season 2. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, I'm lost, but I'm living. Yeah.